Crash Roni, and I'm joined by the wonderful, the great Tem. Tem, how are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm super excited about the matches we're gonna get today. No Runes against Mad Kings. That has to be exciting for everyone involved.
10 seconds
I think it's going to be a super exciting matchup. Both these teams know each other quite well, will it
5
be from
seconds remaining.
scrims or from other tournaments. So both these two teams, they've got a history. They know exactly what both of them are planning. There shouldn't be any big surprises coming out of this game. And a decent surprise, I'd say, would be the Earth Spirit. What do you think of this hero right now?
I think that he's a worse version of Tusk, and I'm slightly surprised they went for Earth Spirit, and Tusk has been ignored by both teams in the first phase. But at the same time, it's a bit of a flex hero. There were attempts to play him in different roles. You can definitely play him as a force the regular way, and he does provide your team with a bit of repositioning without needing to buy his Aghanims on Tusk, but
10
it's not as
seconds
reliable.
remaining.
So it mostly comes down to reliability as opposed to peak
5
power, and
seconds
Earth
remaining.
Spirit, he can just start playing earlier if he's played well.
I guess we'll have to see how this Earth Spirit fares up. It looks like this will most likely be a 3 Snapfire then. A Snapfire Earth Spirit lane. Most likely, as No Rune's going for Mirana Beastmaster, I would assume. Could be a 5 Mirana, I guess, still.
Radiant
But
team
Mirana
double.
Beastmaster seems like a pretty solid lane.
Yeah, I think it works really well.
Dire
You also take
team
away
battle.
Mirana so that she doesn't get to arrow your creeps repeatedly. So it's a bit of a block pick as well. You can technically get a mid hero with any good lockdown that you can rotate. Beastmaster is somewhat self-sufficient in his own lane, right? As an offlaner, once he gets to level 3, level 5, with Hawk Vision, with the Boars, he doesn't really feel threatened by most lanes, and he doesn't really need a lot. He needs Helm of the Overlord at the time they matter, and then just goes ham. So Mirana is free to rotate. Ember Spirit has been banned by No Runes themselves, which
10
is a little bit
seconds
surprising.
remaining.
He is definitely one of the best setups in the game for the arrow combo.
5 seconds remaining.
I think it might just be like a safety ban for them. If they're not going to pick it up, they might as well get it out of the pool. Heaven forbid Mad Kings get 2 to 3 spirits on their team, because that's 1 to too many spirits already.
Yeah. Void Spirit is still available though. Like he could be an option for No Runes. Every time I see Mirana, I always think that this hero does so much for you, but you have to commit to it. And Beastmaster is a good initiator with Roar, right? You can follow up Roar with an arrow, but that doesn't come all that often, and it doesn't come out until Beastmaster has level 6. Usually as Beastmaster, you want to occupy your lane as opposed to being a rotating kind of hero. You just want to stand in it, push it in, get people to react to you, and not reacting to the people themselves, especially when the pushing potential so far in Mad Kings is limited. So you need a hero to play with Mirana. No Runes are thinking about it, and I personally feel like it has to be mid hero,
team battle.
something that will be able to set up for this hero, because if this hero gets a good setup, she gets so much gold, she gets so much value, she just does so much for you.
What do you think about heroes like I know Lash isn't the most reliable way of setting up a Mirana arrow, but the Lightning Storm is nice paired with the
10
stun as
seconds
well.
remaining.
It should be enough to set up for arrow, and he's not
5
too
seconds
bad of a
remaining.
hero right now. Doesn't really care about Earth Spirit. So what, like, okay, roll on me, dude, sure. Doesn't care too much about silences. Okay against Snapfire. Feels a little weird, because you potentially can, get on the snap. Actually, what I would be really interested in is this being, instead of a 3 Snapfire, a 2 Snapfire, and us seeing something like a right-click Snapfire could be super funny. I don't think we're going to see it, but it's certainly a possibility. It's something that No Runes definitely have to keep in mind.
As the way I've seen it being played is usually Snapfire, even if she's played as a core, be it position 2 or position 3, that is in different regions, but still, I think the general rules of that apply. The way they're playing it usually is by going Snapfire usual caster build, with
Yeah.
maybe some save and things like that. And if it ever gets to this ridiculous late game with level 30 heroes, that's when she can transition into right click in a pretty decent right click in core, on top of being a good save slash initiator slash magic damage. Usually, like going blink with shard, with Aghanims, scepter, all that is a little bit more reliable. That's something. I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest difference between pops and reliability, pops and
remaining.
professional sin. It's not even necessarily the skill level. High level pops are skilled enough. It's mostly about reliability, and this is not reliable, but it's fun.
It is very fun. We were talking about this hero in the pregame as well.
Yeah.
And it was actually No Runes that I mentioned has a notoriously pretty good bounty hunter player in the form of Heiko. Instead, we're going to be seeing Mad Kings pick up the bounty hunter themselves, show No Runes how it's done a little bit.
Do you think that could be a position 1 BH? Or do you think it's gonna be like a regular 3, kind of 4 kind of hero in the off lane?
I know, it's interesting because original like when you think about laning Dota, like at the very basic level of laning Dota, right? You're melee hero with ranged hero. At this point of Dota, in this meta, you're melee hero versus ranged hero, or with ranged hero. So Bounty Hunter versus Earth Spirit doesn't seem too strong of a lane. Bounty Hunter Snap is okay, but right now, like,
10 seconds.
we don't really have a place for Bounty Hunter, which might be a little scary for No Runes.
Dire team
Could be a 1, could be a 2, could be a 3.
Yeah, that was. He could even be a 4. Like you can Earth Spirit flexes into position 4 and maybe position 3 and position 2. It's the likelihood of him being position 2 is really low, but some teams
Yeah.
have experimented with that. It's akin to Tusk basically. You're just super beefy. You have good initiation built in. Oh, and Medusa comes out for Mad Kings. That is so wild. Everyone is ignoring Tusk, which I generally do not understand.
Crazy.
Crazy. And Medusa on top of it, that do you feel like it's a bit eclectic what Mad Kings are showing us? Because Bounty Hunter is the type of hero who wants to fight and, get kills, get a lot of track gold, get overwhelming early advantage, and just close the game before gold differential starts mattering less. Because by the late game, like 20k gold at, let's say, 60 minutes isn't a lot. It doesn't really change all that much if everyone is rich. But Medusa, she's the type of hero who kind of wants to have a bit of her free time and just chill a little bit in the jungle and only come to the fights when she's online. That feels eclectic.
remaining.
I think it's certainly a little weird, you know. I think it's also possible that Mad Kings might just go for a more active mid laner, or a more active whatever position they're looking for, and just kind of because Snapfire, if this is a 3 Snapfire, is very strong for a very long time. Especially when you get that cookie, the Fire Snap cookie with your shard. Ooh, it's just such a good spike for your hero.
Dire team
And I wouldn't be surprised. I like the Quap ban. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mad Kings just start balling out with 4 of their 5 heroes, leaving Medusa to just farm away. And the good thing about Bounty Hunter is when you're playing again, or you're playing with something like this Medusa, it leaves you to be able to kind of increase the net worth gap between your other cores and this Medusa. So you don't have your entire net worth lead on the Dusa,
Mm-hmm. I agree with this point. I am also really liking this Kanka pick from No Runes. What I'm slightly scared of, you said that they will need to play as 4 before Medusa comes online, and I agree with you on that. But how do you really play as 4? Your current initiation is Earth Spirit. You don't, like, Bounty Hunter doesn't even have the Sleeping Dart Freaky does, right? So he can really set up.
Yeah.
And they're gonna have Dawnbreaker as well, not the most reliable of stuns. So their play is just balling up and going forward, with the help of potentially Dawnbreaker coming into the fight for a turnaround. But making plays is gonna be quite hard unless they have good laning stage, unless they get to this mid game where they can actually ball up, unless this Medusa has a decent enough time in the jungle for the first, let's say, 18 to 22 minutes in the game before she gets her Scotty Manta, right? Unless all of this happens, their draft just doesn't get to make plays, and it will have to be reactive. And being reactive in the current patch especially, I feel like it's just hard.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how much this like, cause like speaking of reactive, Dawnbreaker is probably one of the better reactive heroes right now. You know, someone gets gone on, you press ultimate, and you quote unquote save them. But I'm not too sure how well that's going to work against the side of no runes. Roar, Arrow, Starstorm, Eclipse, you know, Boat.
Yes.
I'm not too sure. Like, cool, you can save someone after they get hook shot, but that's like about it. There's still a lot of burst on the side of no runes. So we're going to have to see how well this mid Dawnbreaker can do as we get right into this game number 1 of No Runes versus Mad Kings Esports.
I've also just realized just now that it is going to be a position 5 bounty hunter, which is an interesting idea. I think it's absolutely fine. I don't think it's bad by any means, and it's a really interesting hero. I'm excited about it, but I do feel like that could be a bit problematic because his impact is somewhat limited. He is really good against Beastmaster, I have to say. He's starting with 8 armor. I thought it was 7, but he has some extra stats, so he's not going to be really susceptible to being gone on by Zabors or Beastmaster himself, which is great, sure. But at the same time, can he be useful as a position 5 with no farm, with no gold, essentially, in the mid game where he is supposed to be the hero making, well, not necessarily plays, but he has to be in this 4 heroes roaming around the map, trying to create space for Medusa. I'm so confused, but I'm excited.
I think that's like generally the SA approach when people come into this region. It's like, I'm very confused, but I very much like it.
30
You know,
seconds
we'll have to see how well this position 1 or position 5 bounty hunter plays out, as with the invis level 1, which is probably the better ability to get level 1. You know, the movement slow, the attack slow, lets you trade quite well, especially against heroes like Mirana who don't necessarily have a way of getting away from you level 1.
He's also making sure that he is putting in this deep vision. I like the idea because this ward, especially when coupled with the ward on the river that hasn't been dewarded quite yet, it should save them from the run.
Mid lane might go down here. Yachisto, if he can close the gap, he can. Nuage should go down here. One more click. That's all they need as Yachito gets the first blood.
Yachito with the first blood. It's a mid Dawnbreaker, right?
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
mistaken.
a mid Dawnbreaker.
That is huge. That is absolutely massive, actually, because right now, the matchup against Kanka shouldn't be all that hard for Dawnbreaker in its own, right? But you also get this early influx of gold, early extra, and XP as well, and she should be absolutely fine with level 6. Maybe her place with Earth Spirit, that's what they're going to be relying on.
Top lane, this bounty hunter is already kind of working out quite well. Red Monster dropping GRP very low in the lane already.
Oh, he's been annoying, and he doesn't really care about them. Just look at how he abuses the fact that he's 8th. Okay, as I'm saying it, he's just gonna fall down.
Traded maybe a little bit too much. We'll get tipped for it, but I mean, if he didn't stay for a little bit longer, you know, that Sentry Ward came in pretty clutch from the Mirana. But you know, if he was able to get out there, that would have been pretty big still.
I think he was trying to go for a cute play. Basically, if, there is a bit of Fate Time on Shadow Walk, and he was trying to get an extra hit before Fate Time hit him, so that he hits and then he goes invis. But because his attack speed is decently slow at this point in the game, this attack actually came out after the Fate Time expired, and he was visible. Not only because of the Sentry, but also because he already used his attack ability.
Yeah.
A bit of a misplay. I don't think it's gonna get punished all that hard. He can keep on doing what he was doing. He's still really, really annoying.
Yeah, he brought a Sentry Ward himself this time, so hopefully able to get rid of that pesky in lane Sentry Ward. Something to note though is he blocked the Ancients on this bounty hunter with the Sentry Ward, so Beastmaster can't use his board to stack Ancients, which he usually likes doing.
That is a really interesting play. I didn't even see whether Beastmaster was trying to go for it. Beastmaster will be going to the Tyrant most likely, though.
Oh, good kill finally. You know, he gets the tip back, gets the Sentry Ward, gets the kill. Everything's looking up Mad Kings in this top lane.
and Medusa is not necessarily free farming, but she's having a good time, right? And that's what we were talking about. What needs to happen for Mad Kings? The Medusa has to have good first 15-20 minutes into the game, and she will be able to then join the snowball. Medusa is a good late game hero, but lately from what I've seen, she's mostly played as a tempo play at like a 22-25 minute mark, where she just tries to go high ground once she has her Scotty and Manta.
Yeah, we'll have to see how well Luna can pair up with that, because Luna does decently against those high ground pushes, you know, being able to clear out waves quite well. High ground will be quite annoying for Mad Kings to go into. Because unless they have Medusa, really, who's hitting high ground for them? Bottom lane, Nuage might be in some trouble here. Cogs keeps them at bay, but there's the roll from Smoker. Push back, Nuage is A-okay.
Also really, really tanky. I like that the introduction of those reintroduction of those range cores that are self-sufficient have allowed the support space to kind of grow a little bit wider. So we're seeing those Clockwork, we're seeing those Bounty Hunters, Riki, and all that. That's something I really like about the patch. What I don't like is that the ultimate hero for that and why it was allowed was Lina, and she's still a little bit too prevalent. We're not going to be seeing her in this game, and Earth Spirit will deny himself to the tower, wants to get his resources back up.
Do you think they're? I know they tried to a little bit. They neutered denying yourself to neutrals early. Do you think they're ever going to do that to towers too? Because I feel like they tried to a little bit, but I think it's still such a strong play to potentially make if you need to just reset.
Radiant are scanning.
I feel like with neutrals, there is just no counterplay, right? With neutrals, you are free to choose whatever camp you want, and you can go to it and you deny yourself. But with towers, there is counterplay. There are some consequences to that. If somebody is in range, they still get experience. The opposing team also gets gold when you deny yourself. So I think it is fine. I don't think it's that much of a problem.
No, I don't think it's a problem at all. Oh, Nuage Clockwork bottom lane might be going down here. Loosen Beam keeps Smoker at bay. And the battery salt's doing work as well. And Smoker not going to be able to get away with the cookie. Nuage will get stunned up from it, though. The tree will get cut down. One more right click from T gets the kill. As top lane, they got a kill on the Bounty Hunter. But oh, pardon me, back in this bottom lane, T is going to be forced to pop the Fair Fire, but it won't be enough to get away from Mini. Mini gets the kill on the snap.
A lot of hectic action across the map, but the ultimate winners are definitely no runes. They get a bit of an advantage off the back of those several kills. Their Luna is getting to this level 5, and she is going all in on the farming build, the skill build, I mean, going for Lunar Blessing maxed out.
Tanking Bounty Hunter in the mid lane, Mr. Jeans dropping low, Yachito gets the kill. Bounty Hunter might go down as a trade, but here comes Earth Spirit to make sure that doesn't happen. And now Nuage with the battery cell, Cogs push away. There's nothing more that Mad Kings can look for here, and they're just going to back up out of that. No one ever expects the position 5 rotating Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that was such a quick play, such a good rotation, and that's actually a really good one, because now they get a kill on Kanka and get some extra gold going on to Dawnbreaker, but most importantly, they get level 6. So right now, any play across the map, even with Mirana, even if this master gets Roar, I think it's quote-unquote impossible in the river zone.
Yeah, Clockwork might be in some trouble here. I don't think Red Monster has too much damage. He's actually stuck. The Cogs pushed him up into the trees. Red Monster, he's stuck. He can't go anywhere. He doesn't have a TP for another 10 seconds. Mr. Jeans has no idea, though.
Radiant's bottom
He
tower
actually
Oh,
got
Red
a
Monster.
Tidebringer effect, and I think it's visible through Fog of War. So if he was looking at his hero, like no pro player does that. Usually they just look across the map when they're hitting
Yeah,
creeps.
Mini bottom lane. Here comes the Dawnbreaker. The Luna will go down a little bit more is all they need. They do get a Dawnbreaker now, a double kill, dominating. Might get one more too with the Mirana. Does have all 3 leap charges though, so GRP should be able to get out of this one. Smoker does have a roll available. GRP is going to use that last leap, get away to safety.
Oh, really great play. He uses leap in a different direction. Not that it mattered, Boulder Smash was still on cooldown, but it was the last leap, so it had to count. Still, they are finding really good kills on Mad Kings, and they will find an early tower off the back of that most likely. Most importantly, they are forcing Luna to rotate out. She wants to go to the top lane. Is it going to be a counter push? I think it is, but Medusa, she's fine dealing with that.
Ooh, the classic tactical pause here. As we see 3 heroes kind of in this top lane. Might spell trouble for Medusa, but with only level 5 on the Luna, should be fine.
Yeah, no level 6 on Beastmaster as well. He can't really pressure Medusa all that much. And I don't think they can even get her out of lane, but we shall see. Because with the help of the Mystic Snake, I think she's absolutely fine just trying to defend it, especially with the rotation. But no runes, they know that ultimate from Dawnbreaker has been just used, so it's not available.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Here they come, though. They're rotating heroes up, Mad Kings. They know there's heroes here. Here comes the ulti from the Medusa. Arzen has got the Mortimers. Will get the kill onto Heiko, just barely. But they get the Beastmaster nonetheless. And now Nuage is the one on the run.
He is being chased, but we'll be fine. They do see minis,
Yeah.
though. That was some deep vision. Can they chase? Do they want to?
No, they can. But now Nuage caught in the cogs. Arrowed up as well. Mr. Jean's here to join the fray. There's the bow. This Dawnbreaker should be very much dead. Dawnbreaker mega kill going to Mr. Jeans.
Oh, all the advantage you were slowly getting little by little during the laning stage, during the early rotations, it's just all gone. Kanka is now the same net worth as Dawnbreaker, and I'm not sure like whether his play is more powerful, but I feel like he can go for plays a lot more often, and because of it, I think there's a possibility they will get this top tower now, even though their retaliation from Mad Kings initially was pretty good.
Yeah, Dawnbreaker, so this is the way I've been playing Dawnbreaker as a 4 is a little bit of a weird hero. They caught the arrow on Red Monster. Red Monster gonna have to TP away. Should be able to. GRP doesn't have the damage to kill him off. The way I've been playing Dawnbreaker is just been like split push when your ulti's up, join a fight. You know, and I'm not sure if that's going to be enough for Mad Kings. I'm not sure if they're going to want that extra body in their fights or not yet immediately. Right? They might need Dawnbreaker to come in with them. But depending on how consistently Smoker can get the initiations. But then you're not playing Dawnbreaker to its most potential, and you're kind of lacking a little bit.
The problem is, your other heroes can't really make plays without Dawnbreaker, right? You can initiate, I guess, with Earth Spirit, but who's gonna follow up? Bounty Hunter was level 4. I don't think that's pretty likely. Snapfire without ultimate doesn't really possess like a lot of damage. So top lane, though, Snapfire.
Yep. Oh, Nuage dropping low, got the slow on him as well, but here comes the Centaur, the Stomp. Is it enough? The Sounds Up Clockwork, the Centaur Stomp is enough. They trade the Centaur for the Clockwork. Smoker might look for another roll, but doesn't have it until another second up, so does have it now, but Clockwork A-okay.
Every single kill they don't give up to Bounty Hunter pick is winning them so much across the map in terms of just economy, just pure economy. Because he's not even level 6 on Bounty Hunters. That's what I'm slightly apprehensive about. Something I was really scared about is that even though they started it off great and they showed how Bounty Hunter can be strong in lane, right now, he is a bit of a dead weight for his team. It will change. I think the book should be flying out to him specifically. Yep, the book is flying out to him. But even that, it gives you gold. It gives you extra win when you kill somebody. But does he really help you kill somebody? That's going to be an answer, a question to answer.
Yeah, I think that's exactly why they're going to need either this Snapfire to be making some big cookie plays, or they're just going to need Dawnbreaker to join their fights. Which feels a little weird if you're doing that. You know, you're not playing Dawnbreaker to their full potential. But right now, Dawnbreaker might get gone on here. Just a quick little torrent from Mr. Jeans, who is trading with Dawnbreaker at the top of the net worth. This is, I mean, exactly where you want your Kunkka to be right now.
Kunkka is doing so well, and you are going for BKB and Dawnbreaker, you will be able to man fight, but I don't think it's going to be just as potent as what the enemy can theoretically bring to a fight. Not until Medusa gets to like super big condition. Currently, Lona, not necessarily out farming Medusa, but she's farming well. She has her Mask of Madness, has her farming abilities maxed out. She will catch
Smoker.
up.
They got the kill on the Earth Spear, which is quite good for no runes. That's not quite a solo kill. They do get the flare vision, but might as well have been.
Interestingly, though, the tower is still standing, and finally they are going in with Clockwork.
Yeah, the Clockwork's going to go in. They do get the tower finally. Here comes the Dawnbreaker, though. Mad Kings might get the kill on the Clockwork because there's no Centaur to save him this time. And an easy kill for Yachito. Mr. Jeans here, though. Does get the X onto the Hoodwink, the Snapfire. Does get the cookie out to safety. Argentines A-okay, and here comes Yachito with the Starbreaker onto Heiko. Heiko, no way of escaping this one. 30 seconds, Beastmaster dead.
I mean, it might look...
Mr. Jeans.
It might look like the No Runes are in a bad position, but currently no ultimates on side of Mad Kings. They are overstaying their welcome, I feel.
Good arrow from GRP. Caught Smoker mid-roll. And now Mad Kings, they just kind of have to retreat with the Moonlight Shadow.
At least they managed to disengage somewhat cleanly. I feel like Mad Kings, they were pressing the issue a little bit too hard once their big buttons have been used, right? Because they already used Solar Guardings, they already used Mortimer's Kisses, they already used the roll from Earth Spirit, and Earth Spirit is not level 6, so he doesn't have Magnetize. So chasing into basically high ground, and they didn't have vision there at the time, like not in this area. I feel like it was a bit too undisciplined, but they changed their approach. They disengaged cleanly on both teams, and No Runes, even though they technically lost the fight, I think they're absolutely happy with what transpired. A, is they got the tower in the top lane, and it's finally gone, it's open up the map, but B, most importantly, with all those abilities now being on cooldown, you can be a little bit more aggressive across the map in the way you farming, and that will allow Luna to catch up. Their timings is still coming. They are about 900 gold away from getting Helm of the Overlord, and I expect once they have it, that's when they're gonna start upping up the tempo.
Yeah, I think on the side of Mad Kings, though, alternatively, they're going to start upping their tempo very soon. As Dawnbreaker closing in on that BKB, and Snapfire just finished up that mech. So Mad Kings, this, might start being time to go for them, but like you said on No Runes, they finished the BKB on Kunkka already. So with BKB on Kunkka and Helm of the Overlord, top lane, the Dawnbreaker ulti onto Heiko, won't connect. There's the arrow and the roll as well onto the Dawnbreaker. Dawnbreaker might be in some trouble, but there's the mech keeping him safe. The bow won't connect because there's no pullback. Actually, just kidding. There it is. Yachito's stunned up in the cogs as well. Dawnbreaker, you're going nowhere. And now Smoker, all 5 heroes rolling in or on around him. Smoker can't roll himself out of that one.
Really, really good play by Mirana. With the first arrow, I think he caught Dawnbreaker mid-Starbreaker, and that allowed them to reset. And the bow did come out finally, and there was just not enough on the side of Mad Kings. They need every single hero they have right now to be able to fight like that, especially if No Runes bring numbers. They just don't have damage. Like, Dawnbreaker,
no.
Sure. Oh, top, the jungle, they do catch Red Monster.
Oh yeah, jungle, they caught Red Monster. Yeah, there he goes, they got him. Easy kill. We'll see what Mad Kings can get off as a rebuttal from this one. They might catch the Clockwork, see if they can get anything else. Moonlight Shadow's keeping them safe, though.
With Bounty Hunter gone, and no way to get extra vision.
Mirana's insane. I can't believe she just did that. I was clenching real hard for that one. Mr. Jeans, they might try to make a go on this Kunkka. Fire Snap Cookie won't connect.
They will
I will
take the
say,
mid-towers, though.
This is good for Mad Kings. I will say, though, I'm not too sure how well this Snapfire is working out. Mr. Jean's going to pop the BKB. There's the boat as well. Going to connect onto 4 heroes as Reyna caught as well. There's the arrow. They caught the right Medusa. The Magnetized, they don't care. They got the right Medusa. They're throwing everything and the kitchen sink onto this Medusa. The Roar is there as well. They get her. Nuage onto Argentine in the backline. The Clockwork gets the kill. Got the hook shot as well. They're going to find the Bounty Hunter too. Nuage a double kill. Mad Kings, they're losing everyone. They lost Yachito as well, and they might lose Smoker as well. An arrow from GRP connects and No Runes. A full 5-man wipe for them, and they're going to walk right into Roshan with this one. They may be half health, but they don't care.
They also have DD on Mini, which is a big difference maker in this kind of assessment. And they don't even care that one of them is currently under the effects of track. They know that the enemy knows, and they just say, you're all dead. We don't really need to be afraid of anything. Mini has killed Roshan a lot faster than I assumed, but we have to think that Lunar Blessing is a big contributing factor, as well as the extra attack speed from Inner Beast. So yeah, 4k gold lead now for the Runes off the back of, I think it was like a 4-man boat or something. That was just
yeah,
crazy.
full-on 4-man boat from Mr. Jeans. Absolutely insane. has that tidal wave now as well to keep pushing back the heroes of Mad Kings, or bringing them forward even. I love this Konka build, by the way. I love tidal wave. I'm so glad people are starting to pick it up now finally.
I like that Kanka is a thing, and I feel like it's one of the most flexible mid laners in the game in terms of not necessarily of his skill build, but his item build. It's a hero that can answer any question the enemy possesses and provide damage, provide push, provide everything. You can go with auras on him, or you can go for, let's say, a spirit vessel if it's needed, or like in this case, he's going a full-on tank with BKB, with tidal wave, being able to be like this front line initiator and make sure that his team gets to choose when and how they do fight without really committing too hard, because Roar is a huge commitment, right? The X is not.
Yeah, and it's great setup for that arrow as well with the X. We are going to see No Runes Moonlight shadowed up. Should be a free tier 2 tower, as Mad Kings don't really want to commit anything to this.
I'm afraid they're going to be having even more troubles right now on the side of Mad Kings, because currently their plan is not working. Medusa is top of the net worth, and she cleared the 10k net worth at 17 minutes, which is really good timing. Like, her GPM is absolutely fine. The problem right now is she's the only hero with fine GPM, and she's not a playmaking hero at all. Medusa, super slow, doesn't really have a lot of disables unless somebody gives you the ability to look into the eyes of your enemies and instill fear. So I feel like they needed a bug type of hero, something like that. And currently they're lacking in the disabled department. You cannot carry the game as Medusa if you are behind. That's just not how the hero works.
Yeah, I mean, maybe eventually, you know, maybe like 40 minutes from now, if you're still behind, Medusa can carry you. But not right now, at least.
And there's still 2 minutes on Aegis. They're not going to go high ground with this Aegis. They're just going to take over the map, secures their lead even harder. Luna is doing
might
A-okay.
try to make a go onto Mini here. Does have the BKB available. And Mini's just going to walk it off.
That's just highlighting the problem I've been just describing, right? Sure, they didn't commit fully to Luna kill because they knew she has Aegis, so they don't want to get turned around. But they also don't really have any low-value way to poke and prod people. They don't really have any way of making it so that the initiation is clean, quick, efficient, and doesn't put super long cooldowns on abilities. That's their biggest problem. Right now, their only play is basically roll into Solar Guardian, right? That's the only thing I can see.
Yeah. Maybe a cookie, right?
Yeah, or maybe.
But rolling into cookie is weird because that's not reliable in a way. You know, you couldn't, like, there's too many places to mess up. Being of messing up, Smoker might have run into a little bit of an issue here, and that issue is No Runes knocking outside of your front door, your high ground, your high door. What would you describe the mid lane door as?
I think in about 10, maybe even less, in about 5 minutes, I'll be describing it as just gone.
Gone. I feel like Luna has that effect on things, huh?
Yeah, it looks great and it's super efficient in terms of how fast she pushes, but she's also under the effect of inner beast most of the time. So not only does she get extra attack speed, but she also gets like extra aura from Helm of the Overlord, supports keep dying on the side of Mad Kings, which is not ideal. But the Aegis is gonna expire in about 30 seconds. I think that could be, you know, somewhat of an opening for Mad Kings if they go for a cute poke / kill play and get a priority target.
How did you see that kill? How did that happen? Like, I mean, I know Eclipse was used, but how do you die to Eclipse as Bounty Hunter? Luna doesn't have detection. I mean, maybe the sentry? It must have been this little sentry from No Runes here on the high ground.
Most likely it was a sentry.
Aegis just expired for Mini. Mini's got to be careful, but the roll won't connect. There's the pot of multi as well. Keep Mini safe. Smoker's going to pop the dust. Going to have to roll away, though, with the Heiko in the area as well.
And that's the problem. Like, look at Rina. He cannot even kill the creep, because he cannot chase you. The creep is faster than Medusa. They need to ball up around this Medusa once she gets her Scotties. That's coming in 1200 gold. The enemy won't have Aegis, but they will absolutely have to ball up. That's their other play. Ball up against Medusa, let people on the enemy team break their teeth on Stone Gaze, on this Mana Shield. Just make sure that she gets initiated on and she doesn't die. That's basically it. And for Mad Kings, that's not exactly a point where they want to be, because they are behind in terms of net worth, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's only going to keep getting harder as this game goes on and these heroes on Novrun start wanting to group up more and more. Because you're not going to win a 5v5 unless it's on your high ground for a very long time at this point. Mr. Jeans with the halberd, the BKB, the tidal wave, the bow, everything. I mean, this Kunkka is so tanky, and Mini with bow buff shouldn't be scoffed at either. Has a Crystallis, just casually, gonna go for a Scotty next.
Ooh, I like the adaptation from Dawnbreaker, though. I think that he understands the problem. He figure out what's happening, and he is solving it in a really interesting manner. He is going for a Basher after purchasing Blink Dagger. So he's going to be an extra initiation possibility for his team, but for now, though...
Yeah, group fight, team fight up. They can't quite catch the Miranda, but Smoker on the high ground. Dawnbreaker ulti won't save you, and now here's the Dawnbreaker, and the hammer won't connect on anything. Here's the hook shot. They found the bounty hunter. Mad Kings might be in trouble here. They can get the bounty hunter out. Red Monster barely out, but not out safe enough. Mini, another kill on the Luna.
They just walk away. That's exactly what's up. That's a problem. Like, even Scotty didn't solve the problem. They just walk away. Like, you saw it, right? They just casually just disengaging by just using their legs, using their movement speed. That is not fun. That is not fun at all. And it was even a good initiation. And sure, Mirana with her leaps is probably not the ideal targets, especially when you are already run into troubles with mobility. But, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. They're all tanky enough to just walk and be fine. Smoke coming out. They don't have Solar Guarding. They do have Mortimer's Kisses. Maybe they will try and get something out of it.
Yeah, they might be able to catch this Beastmaster. It would be pretty big, but Luna has a DD bottled up right now. So it might be a little sketchy, and the scan's going to connect as well. So Radiant know exactly what Dire are doing here.
With Hawk's vision and just creeps grinding around. They were also stunned by Smoker, I want to say, when he was using Rolling Boulder, and I think that should have sent the ping to Beastmaster about some incoming damage on his pets. So the move was read. It wasn't a particularly hard move to read, if I'm being completely honest, because what else is the enemy gonna do? Like, his all waves are pushed in, they're not shown on the map. Oh, they probably smoked up, right? So those read is there.
Oh, and if one halberd wasn't hard enough to play against, they're going to have to play against two, as Beastmaster's looking to build up one of his own.
Oh, I like that. He's gone halberd right after pipe. And Medusa is currently the quote-unquote the only damage factor on the side of Mad Kings, because this Dawnbreaker, she's keeping herself up, right? But she's not the highest damage hero in the game, not with a build like that. Maybe with Desolator she's contributing factor, but not really. So if you shut down this Medusa for, I believe, 9 seconds with the halberds, it's 4.5, right? On range heroes. The fight is just over. You can be stone gazed for the whole duration, and nobody's gonna die, and then they'll just walk away, as we saw previously.
Yeah, walk away again. That's the it's been the mantra of No Runes right now. Just walk it off. Aggie Shard for the Mirana. All right. Got that leap slow now.
Huh. I guess Luna doesn't... I mean, Luna's Shard is... I mean, I won't... I don't know.
Yeah, even has the Crystallis. Even has the Crystallis, right? Like, I feel like that just... yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should have just gone to the Luna. I don't know. I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking that.
Maybe I'm undervaluing something about Leap, or maybe they're just trying to do like some emotional damage, telling the enemies that you know
Oh my
what.
gosh, Mr. Jeans, he's caught someone. Argent bowed here as well. And Hoodwink, is there anything more they can do to the Snapfire? I don't know why I keep calling Snapfire Hoodwink, but they found Smoker. Earth Spirit, oh, and they caught the Medusa off the high ground. Rainer's gonna pop the ultimate. And the rest of the team just gonna turn around as Mad Kings, there's the Dawnbreaker ultimate. It doesn't matter, Mini's already popped the BKB and wreaking havoc right now. Here comes the tidal wave, bringing them into Mini's Eclipse and triple kill for Mini. They buy back on Red Monster. Any detection to be had? Doesn't look to be. They're trying to kill off Mini, but they can't quite do it. There's the dust. They kill off Red Monster. Aegis has popped onto the Luna, but it doesn't matter. As another 5 wipe for Mad Kings. And no runes, they're just looking to end. It's end time, baby. And Mad Kings, they've had it. They're calling GG.
I mean, it's absolutely fine. I think they got outdrafted. Not necessarily by the enemy, but by themselves a little bit. When I saw this bounty hunters, that's specifically why I asked, what do you think about position 1? Because with already Snapfire and Earth